We are now being joined by Edward P. Joseph, who's a senior fellow at the Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies and Foreign Policy analyst from Washington, D.C. Mr. Joseph, always a pleasure speaking with you. I want to just instantly, understand this aspect of it. Everyone knows that Haniyeh was based in Qatar. Now, to carry out the assassination, of course, there has been no party has come forward and taken responsibility for it. Whoever did it, the fact that they chose to do it in Tehran instead of Qatar, what kind of messaging is this?
Well, first, also very good to be with you. And I'll tell you, it's very clear. If it was Israel, and of course you're correct in saying that we don't know that, but if we're operating on that assumption, Israel would not want to take out such a strike on Haniyeh and take him out in Qatar or, for example, in Turkey, where he also moved, because that would be extremely serious for Israel. It would alienate countries in which Israel has communication, however difficult at times, but Israel has communication. Iran is a sworn enemy of Israel, has vowed to destroy Israel. So it's completely logical that, again, if this was Israel, that it would take the opportunity to eliminate Haniyeh in Tehran. And then if we go further with this and examine the timing, it also is logical. It comes after another Iranian proxy, this time not Hamas, but Hezbollah, targeted a Druze village. And we should emphasize that this is Israel's response on behalf of Israeli citizens who are Druze, who are not Israeli Jews. These are Arabs. And Israel, acting on behalf of those citizens, those Druze citizens of Israel, took out, as your correspondent stated, Fuad Shukr in Beirut. And of course, this is another message to Iran that if it does not control its proxies, whether Hezbollah or Hamas, there will be a cost to be paid. And finally, just let me say what that cost is. This is hugely embarrassing for Iran. To hear this was done at the events of the inauguration of Mr. Pezeshkian, now the new president of Iran, with many foreign dignitaries present in Tehran. And for the Iranians to fail to be able to protect an obvious target, a clearly very obvious target in Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, is hugely embarrassing. And it's another signal to Tehran that if it was Israel, it shows Israel has the capabilities to penetrate Iranian intelligence. Please.
Mr. Joseph, now, if, the most obvious thing to think about next is what kind of reaction are we expecting, what kind of a fallout or what kind of consequences are we expecting? I'd like you to just weigh in on that from both fronts. How do you feel Hamas will be able to continue its war with Israel? And also, how do you feel Iran would be reacting to this? It is, if it is Israel or anyone else, it is a major embarrassment.
Yes, indeed. Let's take those two separately. For Hamas, we've seen, it's not me making this comment, we're reading comments of figures in Hamas and others who are knowledgeable about Hamas who say that this is a major blow to lose Haniyeh. And it will, of course, in terms of the actual operations on the ground, I don't believe we'll expect much change with respect to that, because we know that Sinwar is still calling the shots from safely ensconced in a tunnel in Gaza, and we should expect probably little change. The only question we would have is about the dynamics in the ceasefire talks.
Yes.
That are still being held, and it remains to be seen the kind of impact that would have. With respect to Iran, it does not, it of course does raise tensions, there's no question about that, but it doesn't necessarily lead to some type of escalation on the part of Iran. Iran has lost other figures, including senior military commanders, to Israeli strikes. And the bottom line is, it is not apparently in Iran's interest, as they deem it, to have a war with Israel. Iran prefers to keep these proxies at its disposal, to allow these proxies to hit Israel, to strike shipping in the Red Sea. And that's what Iran likes to do, and does not seem to want a direct confrontation with Israel. Please.
I get your point, Mr. Joseph. Thank you so much for joining in. That was Edward P. Joseph from Aspen, Colorado, Senior Fellow at Johns Hopkins University. Always a pleasure getting your insights on matters which are, of course, keen concern at the moment. Thank you.
You are.